Today we're going to talk about nervous tissue. The goal of this video is to describe the structure and function of different types of nerve cells and neurons. So what are the types of nerve cells? There are two major types. The first is a neuron. These conduct impulses around the body, and they make up only about 10% of nerve cells. The other is neuroglia. Think of the word nerve glue. They support, insulate, and protect neurons, and they make up about 90% of nerve cells. Now, what is the structure of a neuron? Neurons have different structures, but all of them have these two components: a cell body with processes that extend outward. And processes are finger-like projections from the cell body that are able to conduct and transmit signals. Now, the cell body contains the nucleus, cytoplasm, and organelles. I've drawn arrows here pointing to these extensions from the cell body, and again, those are the processes. Down at the bottom of the screen, you see the cell body in more detail with the organelles inside it. Okay, now let's talk about processes. Processes are divided into dendrites and axons. So let me say something about dendrites first. Dendrites bring impulses towards the cell body. Axons send impulses away from the cell body. Now, at the end of axons are what are called axon terminals. You can see the axon terminals labeled in this picture. And these release neurotransmitters that pass an impulse to the next neuron. Okay, so now let's talk about the types of neurons. What are the types of neurons? Neurons are classified by the number of processes extending from the cell body. There are unipolar neurons. They have just one process. There are bipolar neurons, and they have two processes. And then there are multipolar neurons, and they have many processes. So in the image here, I've labeled the first, there is unipolar. Now, you may see two extensions coming from that one, but notice they have the same point of origin. So there's a single process there. A bipolar neuron has 2 points of origin, okay? But then a multipolar process looks like this large kind of branching tree at the end. Now, neurons can also be classified by their function. There are afferent neurons. They carry impulses toward the central nervous system. And there are efferent neurons. They carry impulses away from the central nervous system. There are also interneurons, and they connect the afferent and efferent neurons. So, to sum up, neurons only make up 10% of the nervous system tissue, but they are essential cells for carrying impulses around the body. The impulses pass through the processes and into the cell body, and neurons can be classified by the number of processes they have or by their function.